Well, tomorrow is Election Day, and as Maine voters pare down the candidates they want to appear on November's ballot. We begin this evening with the race for governor. Republican and unenrolled voters can pick from 7 candidates for the GOP primary.
They have been around the state getting their message out, and in these final hours before the polls open, Christian Harsa has one last look at the candidates for us. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Brian and Amanda. Fixing Augusta, many Republicans have told me, hinges on the Blaine House. These 7 Republicans are closely aligned on cutting taxes and state spending, but it is most often their resumes that separate them, and it's those years in politics or business that they are betting on.
We need somebody that can flip everything upside down and turn it around.
Maine needs to change.
Healthcare CEO Jonathan Bush has championed his business record, which he notes includes adding 1,000 jobs to Maine. To continue that streak, he says the governor shouldn't be a lawyer, lobbyist, or politician.
Who's an outsider to the existing government to shrink our taxes, shred the insane bureaucracy and woke ideology that has taken over the rational work of the state.
There will be no boys and girls sports.
Bobby Charles, a former White House staffer and naval intelligence officer, given his federal experience, he believes
Property taxes are too high, we need to bring them down. Income taxes are too high, and we need to bring them down. Do the 2 of those things, you get business in here. Our young people end up not leaving the state. Our older folks don't lose their homes.
Real estate broker David Jones is another of the businessmen in the field. Living in Maine for decades now, he says he knows best what the state needs.
I know what has to be done. There's no candidate out there that's running that knows what I know about the state of Maine, about the people of the state of Maine, and about businesses and how they run.
That the most important work of
standing out with legislative experience, Garrett Mason was the majority leader in the Senate during the governance of Paul LePage. He says that Augusta knowledge will let him get things done right out of the gate.
I have been working with governors of both parties, House Republicans, House Democrats, Senate Republicans, Senate Democrats. I know how this process works. I know where the pressure points are.
Born in Patton, Maine, Owen McCarthy is a founder and CEO. He was early to roll out a 70-page plan for office, campaigning on solutions to issues such as childcare.
Private market with the employers to figure out solutions that brings more childcare into play on the supply side and keeps the cost lower for everyday Mainers.
We've only got a couple more days here, so I got to run through the finish.
Twice CEO Ben Midgley says he is detail-oriented with ideas to fix childcare, taxes, and housing.
You need to have a plan that allows all of those builders to go out and build aggressively, and then you have to reduce the regulations, which is adding 20 to 30% of the cost.
It's about the pocketbook.
Robert Wessels was the first to kick off a campaign 3 years ago. He wants voters to think about character when they hit the polls and his experience as a business manager.
Town budgets and business budgets, and I have what it takes to do it, but we need to make it about character because we have to get back to becoming a state where that matters.
One thing to remember is that Republicans and unenrolled voters, not independent but those who are not enrolled with any party, are able to vote for these gubernatorial GOP candidates tomorrow. Polls may open as early as 6 a.m., so be sure to check with your local office for more details.